going. Okay. All right, so this is a great 5-minute routine for gymnasts to do to take care of their shoulders. The first thing you're going to do is roll out your upper back on a foam roller. It's really important to have good thoracic spine mobility to have healthy shoulders. You can do this with your elbows apart, and you can do it with your elbows slightly towards each other. And then the next thing that we're going to do is start at the upper spine and extend backwards, arcing, trying to keep the ribs, front ribs drawn towards each other as long as possible, and then when you need to, let the front ribs come apart from each other. She'll do 2 on each level. Try to get those ribs to stay towards each other like they're tied together with shoelaces. And we'll just do 3 sections of the thoracic spine, trying to get mobility throughout. And then she's going to roll over and roll out the muscles on the back side of the shoulder. This tends to be super tight, so don't be surprised if this feels a little bit uncomfortable, and try to breathe through it. And then to get rotational mobility, keep that shoulder on the foam roller and open up. Remember that this one is not just the arm moving, but the whole upper spine moving, trying to keep the hips stacked on top of each other and the knees stacked on top of each other. Then she's going to do the other side. Try to relax into the stretch here. And then do the book opening. It helps to inhale with the rotation and exhale to come back. When you do this on your own, you can go a little bit slower if it feels good to you. The point is not to rush through. All right, and then she's going to set her foam roller aside and stretch it another way. You want your elbows on a soft surface, seat on your heels, trying not to arch your back. Keep your arms close to your ears and bend your elbows. Do a few of them trying to keep your palms facing forward. On Ayane, this is totally tight, so it's tough. But the goal is to keep that shoulder angle open and keep your back from arching. And then she'll do a few of them with the palms facing inward. Now that she's got all that mobility, we're going to do some rotator cuff strengthening with a TheraBand. So we're going to add a little something to this. If you've done this before, standing on 2 feet, and you have that down, try standing on 1 foot. So when she's doing external rotation of her right hand, she's standing on her left leg. This is great because it's a little bit of a bonus. You can see that her arch on her left foot is really working. She's working that ankle stability. Her core is engaged to keep her from falling against the resistance of the TheraBand. And then she switches legs and does internal rotation on the other side, trying not to bring her shoulder blades forward. She's keeping her shoulder blades in neutral position, rotating inwards. And then she's going to do it on the other side. Standing on her right leg, externally rotating her left shoulder. And then switch arms and pull inward. And she'll take the TheraBand off of the door, bring her hands closer together than shoulder width apart, and then open up at opening up her chest and spreading the TheraBand against the resistance, spreading her arms against the resistance of the TheraBand, and raising her arms above her head. It's pretty challenging to not let those ribs flare. So you might want to face sideways to the mirror to see if you're arching your back to make that happen. Look at the mirror and see if you're arching your back to bring your shoulders above your head. The goal is to stay neutral. And if it's hard for you to figure that out or you don't have a mirror, you can do it with your back against the wall. All right, and then she's gonna do a few weight-bearing exercises. In the side plank position, keeping that right shoulder away from her right ear and along side, not hiking up on either side of her hips. She's reaching over, trying to open up her left ribs. And then she's going to go into a normal plank position and not in hollow body. She's going to actually flatten out of it without arching her back. And then reach one arm, 3, 2, 1. Trying not to roll over, which would be the tendency. And then on to the other side. Inhale to reach over. Exhale to come back to a neutral position. Inhale, rounding over the top. And then, finally, she'll take the foam roller on her knees. It's helpful to be facing sideways to the mirror so that you can see if you're arching your back. Put one arm in front of the other and bring your arms above your head and then arch back, trying to keep the compression away from your lumbar spine, from your lower spine. So you're trying to stay tall in your spine, spread and elongate and bring your arms above your head without arching your back. And then, so without arching your back to here, and then get a nice long arch to go back. Great. Thank you very much.